Okay, in this section, 1-2, we're talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines, you've probably heard of before. They're two lines in the same plane that never intersect. Two lines in the same plane that never intersect. So if I have two lines that are in the plane of this paper, let's say, and they never intersect because they are going the same direction, that would be an example of parallel lines. Okay? Parallel lines. All right? Perpendicular lines, they're two lines that intersect at 90 degrees. Two lines that intersect at 90 degrees. So if you've got two lines and they intersect each other or cross at 90 degrees, and this is the 90-degree symbol, so keep that in mind. That's important in geometry. Okay? So whenever you see that, that means 90 degrees. All right? 90 degrees. Whenever you see that symbol. All right? So just to kind of give you, and we'll talk more about angle measures. 90 degrees, degrees is an angle measure. But just to kind of give you a rough idea. So 90 degrees is kind of like makes a perfect cross or a perfect corner. So like on a soccer goal, that's your upper 90. That's why it's called that, because the crossbar and the goalpost make a 90-degree angle. Just to give you kind of more of an idea of degree measure, all the way around, how many degrees is that? A full circle, 360. Half a circle from one end to the other, that's 180 degrees. And then of course you cut that back in half again, and then you've got your 90 degrees. All right, so that's just a brief introduction to angle measure. We'll get more into angles as this unit goes on. Now, the third type of lines, some people may not have heard of as much, and those are called skew lines. Skew lines are lines that are not parallel and do not intersect. Not parallel and do not intersect. Okay, so what does that mean? They're not parallel and they do not intersect. So the best way to kind of illustrate skew lines would be with a box. So if I draw a box real quick. Because to get skew, you need a 3D effect. All right. So skew lines are lines that are not parallel and they do not intersect. So for example, if I took the line that made up the front, this would be like facing the box left, the front left side of the box. This line, let's say I'm looking at. Yeah? That's one line I'm looking at. And let's say I take the line that runs through the bottom right side of the box, this one. All right? Okay. So these two lines are not parallel and they do not intersect, because this line goes straight down and then this line comes straight out toward the front. They never cross and they're not parallel. So that would be an example of skew lines. Okay? Another vocabulary word I want to point out to you is if I have this ray right here, ray BA, and if I look at ray BC, okay, so ray BA is the ray that starts at B and goes towards A. Ray BC is the ray that starts at B and goes towards C. Those two are called opposite rays. Those two are called opposite rays. Opposite rays have the same starting point, but they go in exactly opposite directions to create a line. All right? Opposite rays is a vocabulary word that you will also hear. Okay? All right, let's take a look now at the back side of the notes. So right here we have two statements that we're going to look at. Okay? The intersection of two lines is a blank. The intersection of two lines is a blank. All right, so let's think about this for a minute. Okay, if I have two lines and they cross, they intersect, okay, the place where they cross is what object? The place where they cross is what object? Well, the place that two lines intersect, they intersect at a point. Okay, they intersect at a point. Okay, so complete that statement. They intersect at a point. Now, here's another one. Okay, the intersection of two planes is a blank. So in other words, if I have two planes that come together, and I'm going to try to do this with two sheets of paper, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera or not. It doesn't really show up too well. Let's try something here. Let's see if we can improvise a little bit. I wonder what happens if I turn this document camera up this way. Let's see what happens here. Can y'all see me now? Oh man, it's upside down. That's not going to work. Unless I turn the camera upside down. Well, let's just illustrate it like this then. All right, so you see the drawing that I have here? So let's say that this is part of a cardboard box. And this is the top of the box, and this is the side of the box. Well, the top of the box represents one plane, and the side of the box represents another plane. All right? So when those two planes come together and meet, okay, they intersect right here. Now, remember, the box ends, but planes actually do not end. Okay, so the planes would actually keep going, right? The planes would actually keep going. That means that would extend that intersection into a line. Okay, so the thing to remember is the intersection of two lines is a point, and the intersection of two planes is a line. Think about where the ceiling and the wall come together. Think about where the ceiling and the wall touch. Follow along where the ceiling and the wall touch. If you follow along, you're outlining a line. Okay, so that's another way to think about it. Okay, so now we've got an object here that they're going to ask us questions about. They're going to ask us questions about. Okay, so the first one says, name a line parallel, okay, to line AB. Well, first of all, let's see where line AB is. So line AB is here, okay, line AB is here. We want to name a line that's parallel to AB. Well, another line that would be parallel to AB would be the one on the opposite side of the top of the box. So that's line FC. So line FC would be a correct answer. It's not the only correct answer. There's another line up here that's represented that we could name that is also parallel, and that would be this bottom corner. Okay? So line ED would also be parallel. Either one of those two responses would be correct. Okay, so name a line perpendicular to FE. Name a line perpendicular to FE. FE is here. We want to name a line perpendicular to FE, so that would be a line that's connected to it but hits at 90 degrees. Okay, so a line perpendicular to FE, okay, would be AF. So line AF would be a correct answer. Okay? So AF and FE, they hit at 90 degrees. Okay, another correct answer would be FC, right? Line FC. Because FC, okay, also hits line EF at 90 degrees, and also the one on the bottom, line ED. Line ED would also be perpendicular. Because if you look at the box from the side, that's 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here. So keep that in mind as well. So any one of those three would be a correct answer. Okay? Any one of those three. Now, okay, let's talk about skew. Name a line that is skew with CD. So CD is here, and we want to name a line that is skew with CD. Remember, skew means not parallel and not intersecting. They do not intersect and they're not parallel. So CD is here. So if I wanted to name a line that was skew with CD, it couldn't be BC because that's perpendicular. Okay, so they intersect. Can't be FC, they intersect. Can't be ED, they intersect. So if I just take away the ones that intersect, and it can't be FE because that's parallel. So all the ones that intersect and parallel with CD are out. So that really only leaves me with two that are skew. That's line AB would be one. Okay? And that's line AF is the other. Okay? Line AF is the other. All right? So line AB and line AF. Okay, so now, next question. It says to name the intersection of line BC and line CD. Okay, now remember, these are two lines that are intersecting. Remember, the intersection of two lines is a what? Point. So when I go to name this, I should be naming a point. So here's BC and here's CD. Well, where do they connect? They connect at this point. Well, what point is that? Point C is the correct answer. Okay, point C. Okay, so now it says name the intersection of plane ABF. Let's find it. ABF. ABF is the top plane. Okay? Plane FED. FED is the side plane. All right? So we have to be able to identify planes. When it says plane ABF, ABF, that's the top plane. When it says plane FED, FED is the side plane. So we need to name the intersection of the top of the box and the side of the box. Well, where do they connect? The top of the box and the side of the box intersect right here. And remember, the intersection of two planes is a line, and so this would be line what? Line FC. All right, so you can use all those as examples to help you complete your Canvas quiz.